Well, it's always nice to play approach shots when you know how far they're going to go. Andy Gorman-ThePASS, the putting and short game specialist, bringing to you today the 3/4 wedge shot. Oh, it could be a 3/4 any shot if you like, because you could play a 3/4 with, you know, a 9 or an 8 or a 7-iron if you need to. But it's a distance that's really important on these. That last one, I should have stopped at 2 really, but the last one just a fraction to the left. But if you're struggling with your wedge shots and you're struggling for distance control, how do you play your par 5s? Or, you know, those really short par 4s where you could bomb one off the tee and get yourself within about 75 yards and leave yourself what should be a really easy shot. Now, I tell you what I'm going to show you is one of the things that I see an awful lot, you know, when I'm coaching these shots, is the typical, I'm that close, Andy, that I shouldn't miss the green. Well, no, but remember, Tiger used to miss 20% of his shots inside 100 yards, and this one definitely qualifies for a shot inside 100. But this is what I will generally see. A missed green where the shot goes into a bunker off the side of the green, or it just bounces off the back edge of the green and just keeps going. It's classic pull the wedge, and it's a real challenge to overcome that if you don't understand sequence. The sequence of the golf swing is very simple. It's basically made up of 4 quarter components. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know, my quarter shot, my half shot, my 3/4 shot, and we will do a full swing shot, which will be no surprise that there'll be 4 quarters in that. But there was a specific sequence to them. Basically, your first quarter movement, a pitch if you will, is all about the turn. 25% of the distance that this club will go, 100, if I connect with it, a quarter of the distance is governed by that movement, the chest rotation, 90 degrees of rotation, if you will. And so that's the first part of the sequence. Now, the reason for that, now if you'd love some fundamental principles to be working on the wedge shots you're seeing on this video today, the 3/4 wedge shot, then hit me up on the email below. I would gladly send them to you. Just put in the comments, Andy, 3/4 blueprint. I'll send it across to you. Alternatively, if you'd like to work with me on a one-to-one basis, either remotely or face-to-face, then you can hit me on the WhatsApp number below, and I'll gladly get back to you. We can have a chat, see what your needs are, and get you into an appointment in the diary. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. White shirt, black microphone, easy to see. Can I get the pass to move back out of camera view? Because that will be a full turn. And you can clearly see the microphone moves. That's the representation of my sternum. We have to move the sternum from side to side. Well, of course, I could just flick my arms. But if I flick my arms, I don't get much control and I won't get any more power. And I certainly can't build on that. That's a foundational motion. Remember, the golf swing is about motion from side to side, so we better have some motion. And of course, yes, I can wing it with my arms, if you will, but I'm not going to get any speed. So if I have to hit the shot around about 25 yards, so waist high to waist high, that's all done by turn. It's not done by the flick of the wrists. Trust me, because my wrists don't play ball these days. And it's all done in just turning the chest. Turn of the chest. Clubs should be over the toe line. There, nicely there. So turn the chest and through. Now, feel free to criticise, because you'll know that there is not a full 90-degree chest rotation at that point. That starts to come in just a little bit later as the wrists start to hinge. So that will then constitute to a half swing, another 90 degrees. So 90 and 90, another quarter if you will. So if I can get a quarter turn, or a full turn, full-ish turn for the first quarter movement, and then blend the hinging of the wrists, which principally is that movement, 90 degrees of shaft to forearm, you will see that this forearm here, my trail forearm, is parallel to the ground. That gives me the half swing. So if I go back, and that's going to send the golf ball on. That one's gone just a fraction further, maybe a little bit higher. You can comment if you will, but gone just a little bit further. Let me see if I can control that. So a little bit of a turn, well, quarter turn. That's more like it. And that's my 50-yard shot. This is my 100-yard club. This is my, in principle, what I want you to understand, this is the 50% shot. So it's 25% is governed by rotation, the next 25% is governed by wrist hinge. And the trail forearm doesn't need to lift above the elbow, it's parallel to ground, and the shaft is nicely perpendicular at that point. And the same on the way through, it doesn't need to go much further than that. So the next quarter movement is, where do we put our thumbs? Well, our trail thumb, so my right thumb, is only going to go up to the shoulder. That's going to allow the elbow to have folded, and albeit the elbow's folded here, it hasn't lifted so much, but the elbow has folded nicely. I've got a nice 90-degree angle here, I've got a lovely 90-degree angle there, and my thumb has gone up to my shoulder. Now, all too often I get comments about these shots are feel shots, three-quarter shots are feel shot. Well, based on what? What are you feeling? Yes, we can get these dialed in. If I get my right thumb up to my right shoulder in feel, I get 3/4 of the movement that's necessary to send that golf ball on its way. If my strike is good, then I'm going to get that golf ball to be 75 yards through the air, 75% of any of my wedges that I'm going to be using. So that's how I measure it. Up to my shoulder. So I've turned, hinged, lifted and folded my elbow so that I get the thumb up to the shoulder. That's my measure. That's my 3/4 measure. It's a simple way to do it. On the way through, thumbs to shoulder again, and these shots are coming in. Slight bit of hurt. So I'm going to say the wind's probably at about 7 or 8 miles an hour, so not quite 10. That will hurt about 10%. 10 mile an hour will hurt the shot about 10%. So this 75-yard shot would only fly about 70 yards into a 10% wind, or 10 mile an hour wind, sorry. So these are coming up probably about 10 yards short. So 65-ish, 67s, somewhere in that category. But listen, I'm taking them because if I've driven to here, I've given myself a real good birdie opportunity. So essentially what we've got here with this 3/4 swing is a turn of the chest, a hinge of the wrist, and a fold of the elbow, just lifting the thumb up to the shoulder. My full swing will go up to here, so in the next video, which should be very short if you think about it, we'll be doing the full swing version of that as well. And the crucial bit to this then is, as the golf club comes down, we don't unwind the body where we didn't wind it up. Think about that. I know it sounds a little bit of a mouthful. We don't unwind the body where we didn't wind it up. Now, the beauty about this is going to help you to fix that big slice on the drive. Because if you do suffer from the slice on the drive, turn early, lift the arms, hinge the wrists, fold the elbow, lift the arms, then lower your arms first. You've all seen Tiger do the drill. If you haven't, just get the club back down in front of you. Look where the chest is. It's still looking away. My back is facing the target. And then I turn through here. Impossible to come over the top. That's why, to create motion, you use your chest. And if you apply the motion where you hit the golf ball or take the club away from the ball, you can now see the sequence. So I go to the top of the swing. So I've turned, I've hinged, I fold, and then from here, I lower the arms back down and unwind. Pretty good. Decent result, actually, because I lowered the arms and unwound the body on the way through. And I'm going to explain what I believe is the optimal swing sequence on the full swing wedge system. So when we do the full shots, I'm going to explain that full unwinding sequence and why and how you can apply it to your full swing. But the critical part of this is that all we need is 3/4 components. Okay, we turn the chest, we hinge the wrists, and we lift the hands to the shoulder height. Keep the weight on the front foot, no shifting to the trail leg. That's going to help you to come over the top as well, and it'll change the low point in the swing. So you'll notice that the weight stays very much over the front foot. I feel like my weight's over my left lace from there. Nice and stable, constant low point, and my shots are all heading more or less the right distance to the green and to my particular target. If I wanted to play to the back of the green from here, and I wanted to play a shot that was going to fly reasonably low, but carry 90 yards, then I would be using my pitching wedge. Nothing changes, just the club. Exactly the same swing. It's going to fly a little bit further because it's got 5 degrees less loft. And it should take me up towards the shelf at the back of the green. The shelf is 11 paces past the flag, so it's at 86, so right on the number this is. So exactly the same sequence, exactly the same swing. Turn, hinge and fold. That one started a little bit left of where I intended, just caught the back edge of the green. So that one's probably flown close to the 90 that this club will normally go. It's still on the green, that's good. Do it just a little bit straighter over the flag. So it's turn, hinge, lift. I've got a good line on it. Just a fraction left, right at the base of that rise, and you see because it's come in at the right trajectory, it's crept up on top there. So if the pin was on that top level, I'd have a decent attempt at birdie. So see if I can get one going straight over the top of the flag. So again, so it's turn, hinge and lift, hands to shoulder, doesn't need to go any higher, otherwise it'll start to go too far. Lower the arms on the way down and then unwind. Over the flag, nicely onto the top tier. I got a birdie chance if the pin was at the top there. So that's your 3/4 shot. So remember, made up of 3/4 components. Quarter turn, 90 degrees of turn, hinging the wrists, fold of the elbow, make sure your thumbs don't go any higher. The bottom of your grip doesn't go any higher than the shoulder. Keep your weight on the front foot and then lower the arms and turn through. That's your pitch shot, your 3/4 swing. I'm Andy Gorman-ThePASS, the putting and short game specialist, helping you with shots inside 100 yards. And I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.